Hello everybody and welcome to day 3 of the Stardew Valley playthrough. It is raining and we got a lot of fishing that we're going to do today. And it looks like tomorrow's going to be beautiful and sunny, so we're definitely going to... Yeah, spirits are perturbed again. Who would have thought? We're definitely going to get plenty of fishing in today. So we're not even going to bother foraging, we're not even going to be bother talking to people. We're just going to head straight to the fishing holes. Now, the first place we're going to hit is a place in town because we need to see if we can't get a catfish. And then if we get a catfish, we're going to go to the ocean and fish there until we get, hopefully, an eel. And that'll knock out 2 of our fishing goals today. Oh, Jojo Cola, not bad. Got to do our little trash raccoon rounds. Funny story about that. My family's always teased me that I'm part raccoon because of an incident that happened way back in the day. When I was younger, I grew up in the projects of southeast Texas, and we were very poor. And what happens in the projects sometimes is that families move out and they leave stuff behind, because of incidents and different things. And they would just throw the things in the trash usually. Nobody really wanted to hold on to things, but sometimes there is toys and different things like that got thrown away. And I got some really nice Pokemon cards way back in the day from one little dumpster dive, and I figured, I would just keep hitting it whenever I had a chance. Nobody was looking. So one day I go into the dumpster, and there's something in there. Skittering about is a raccoon. And I didn't want to upset it. I tried to get up out of there, but it got frightened and tried to bite me. And it managed to bite me on the butt. And my parents and my family were very, very concerned. And they ended up calling the ambulance and brought the ambulance out. And the ambulance took a look at me, made sure I didn't have any rabies. But ever since then, under the night of a full moon, just kidding. My family always teased me that I'm part raccoon or I'm a werraccoon or something like that, or I get extra feral at night during the full moon. But yeah, I don't know. I was young and foolhardy and did all kinds of stuff back in the day. It's not even like the funniest little trash adventure I had. One time I was playing Pokemon way too late at night, and my dad found out. It was very pissed off because what I was doing was having a light on because back in the day we were poor. So the way I even got a Game Boy to begin with was I was trading with other people, and one guy happened to have an old Game Boy Pocket that he wasn't using anymore, and so I traded for that, and then I traded some other things for some video games to have, and before you know it, I ended up with a copy of Pokemon Gold and a Game Boy Pocket to play it on. And I would play that pretty much all the damn time, and my dad got sick of it, and so one night he catches me. I'm like trying to be sneaky and whatnot, and he comes barreling down the hallway, opens the door, sees that like I wasn't fast enough to hide the Game Boy under the pillow because I thought that was the best hiding spot ever, being a young kid. And my dad just grabbed it right out of my hand. And he's like, "Go to sleep," because it was like one in the morning, and I'm staying up doing Radio Tower fighting Team Rocket. So he takes the Game Boy from me and he throws it in the trash can. And I immediately get up early that morning and I get it back out of the trash can and get my copy of Pokemon Gold, and I actually had a copy of Pokemon Yellow by that point too. And I managed to snag both up out of the jaws of certain death. And the way I got around that is I just would start playing my Pokemon games on the bus rides into school and the bus rides back home, and I wouldn't take it out of my school bag unless I was absolutely certain that I would be okay to play it. And then after like a month or two, I whipped it back out in front of people again. And My dad didn't know. My dad just thought that I traded for another another Game Boy or something. Life was pretty strange back when I was younger, but honestly, my mom and dad they cleaned their lives up pretty well and started providing pretty well for us and us kids. Me, my two younger siblings, we didn't have too bad of a life. It was just a strange time when we were growing up at first. Let's see. Now that story tangent's over, let's sell our sardines and let's sell our herrings because I remember us having sardine and herring already. I don't think we have a halibut, and I just now realized that I totally went to the wrong place. I'm supposed to be getting catfish, not ocean fish. So let's head back to the town. I got so busy with my story that I didn't even think about it. But yeah, I have since retired from my dumpster diving days, but when you're young and you don't have much money and you want entertainment and toys and stuff like that, you do with what you can with what you have. Trust me, like we did more than just play with like stuff from a dumpster or whatnot. We all the kids would like get together and we'd play like pickup games of football and baseball and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. My family kind of became a pillar of the community. And my dad, he ended up getting a like shed built next to his place, and he would work on kids' bikes because he one time he came across a kid who didn't have any tires for his bicycle, and he slapped some tires on the kid's bike, and before you know it, every kid in town was like trying to get him to do their bicycle for him. All right, Sebastian. Oh, you just moved in, right? Cool. Out of all the places you can live, you choose Pelican Town? Yeah, I choose Pelican Town every time, honestly. But yeah, my dad started doing the bicycles for the kids, and then we found out there were some elderly in the community who didn't have food, and so we started doing every Sunday. We would do a Meals on Wheels sort of thing, except my dad would make like big like biscuits and gravy and jambalaya and different things like that, and with cornbread and whatnot. And we would go out and we would deliver to all the elderly people in the neighborhood, us kids. He would make it and then we would deliver it. My dad was disabled and couldn't really get disability, so my mom had to work really hard, and she worked like fast food for the longest time, and eventually she became a mail carrier. But yeah, times were rough, and we did everything we could. But when it came to hanging out with kids and stuff like that, it was probably the best years of my life. I look on those years fondly, and I remember being with tons of cool people. I learned about other cultures and other types of people. Even like living in Texas, you know, Texas has, especially nowadays, a kind of an understanding of being a little bit stereotypical and racist. But where I grew up, you couldn't get away with being racist. Everybody was really friendly, and there were people from all walks of life. There was Caucasians, there was Hispanics, there was Asians, there was Muslims, all kinds of people. Like you literally go the next house over, and it goes from like little granny to like about a black family to an Asian family. You know, just right on down the line. And so it was quite a bit of a melting pot. Like I you couldn't be racist. Like everybody relied on everybody in that community, and it was a really good time, even though we didn't have much. And I think I think it was a big contributor to who I am today. Um, I don't regret being raised poor. I just I wonder sometimes like I think it's part of what makes me enjoy the little things like dumb little farming games and like my quiet time at work or at home. I just like things to be simple, and I like things to be relaxing and peaceful, and I don't really like drama. I don't really like fighting. If I can get along with someone, I'd much prefer to get along with someone than be necessarily right all the time. So it always isn't easy, but I do what I can. And sorry to go off on a crazy wild tangent while fishing, but sometimes, peaceful games like this make you think some. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. So let's reel it back in. Started off talking a story about raccoons and dumpster diving, and ended up on a "this is how I am because of why." Maybe that's for the best though. Maybe with Stardew, I can tell y'all more about myself and who I am. Can learn more about me. I think that would be nice. I don't know if the catfish is in the cards for today, but we're going to keep trying. I just realized I made food before I started recording on this episode, and it's just sitting there getting cold. Oh, goodness. I'll have to scarf it down when I get done recording. Oh. Ah, damn. They're so hard to catch. Every once in a while, though, I get lucky and get a nice catfish. I don't think this is a nice one. Ah, damn. I'm glad we got Sebastian at least. It was nice to meet him. Let's see, is there any other anecdotes that I could give? Let's see. Fishing. I've always liked fishing. It's a lot of waiting and being patient and honestly very peaceful times. It's just I've moved around a lot in my life and I've never really had a good spot to go fishing. The only time I really went fishing was with my dad back in the day because it was cheap and an effective form of entertainment. But like everything nowadays, it feels like things just get more and more expensive, and what was once a cheap hobby turns into a bloated hobby full of horribly overpriced things. Not to go too political with things, or socio-economical, whatever term you want to throw on it, but I haven't been fishing in a long time. I would love to go fishing. But for now, we just do virtual fishing in video games, where we can guarantee to get better and catch all kinds of crazy, wonderful fish. Except for a very common catfish, which for some odd reason is very hard to catch in this game. I have caught more catfishes in real life than I've caught in Stardew, I can tell you that. Mostly because every time I do a playthrough, I catch exactly one... Oh, fuck. I catch one catfish, usually. Well, it looks like we're low on energy. Got us river jelly. I'll go ahead and eat it and keep fishing. But we're gonna go down to the ocean and get ourselves an eel if we can. The catfish seems to be a bust for today. But we will have another rainy day soon, I'm sure. That was a nice achievement. Got seaweed. I think fisherman's like for so many fish, different types of fish maybe. I think the latest that we could leave here is probably midnight. So we'll stay until we get an eel or until midnight. That looks to be either an eel or a flounder or maybe a halibut. But the way it's moving about, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an eel. And if we get an eel, we can just skedaddle. Let's go ahead and throw this trash away. You know, get rid of the acorn. We got glasses we can get rid of. We got clay. We don't really need the clam right now. You can always get more, and they're not too uncommon. Oh, there we go. That's probably an eel. Hopefully. Possibly. There we go. We got our eel. Let's throw the broken glasses away. Take our eel. And well, let's start heading back home. I don't know if you can catch a catfish this late. I'll give it 1 or 2 tries just to see. If I start catching nothing but trash, we'll know that it's way too late. Well, a river jelly was not what I was expecting, but we'll take it. Alright. Ouchie. Okay, that's too slow to be a catfish, I think. Alright. Last fish. Let's see what it is. Come on, last fish. Come on, last fish. It looks to be another bass, probably. Well, it's a perfect catch at least. Alright, let's head home. Okay. I don't think I caught a herring yet. I don't think I've caught a smallmouth or a shad or a halibut. So what I'll do is I'll try to keep one of each fish as I throw them all into the... Okay, so... One, and then... Done. And going to bed at 1 a.m. Not going to get much sleep, but it is what it is. That's the end of that day. And see y'all tomorrow for day 4. What did we earn? Money. I do enjoy money. Alrighty. See y'all next time.